We will call the meeting to order for the North County Regional Fire Authority Board of Commissioners. Commissioners, I have noted an excused absence for Chair Johnson and Vice Chair Kelly. At this time, I will call roll for the remaining board members. Commissioner Cade. We will call the meeting to order for the North County Regional Fire Authority Board of Commissioners. Commissioners, I have noted an excused absence for Chair Johnson and Vice. You got us fixed, Teresa?
Rick, can you hear us?
We don't have volume, Teresa, on Commissioner Cade.
Raise your hand if you're roll call. He's here.
We had his audio.
Yeah, we did.
Are you muted on the wall? All right. Commissioner Cade is present. Commissioner Oakes?
Here.
Commissioner Ertley? Here. Commissioner Schreiber?
Here.
Commissioner Sloan Buchanan?
Here.
I want to take a minute to see if we can get Rick's audio up. Commissioner Cade, can you do a test for us?
Yeah, can you hear me? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners. Before proceeding with the meeting, you will need to select and designate a presiding officer pro tem. Do I have any nominations for presiding officer pro tem for this evening's meeting?
I would nominate Greg Oakes.
Second.
Commissioner Oakes, you've been nominated to preside over this evening's meeting. Do you accept the nomination?
Yeah.
Thank you. Commissioners, I will need a motion, a second, and then we'll do a vote designating Commissioner Oakes as presiding officer pro tem. Do you have a motion?
I will make that motion.
Thank you. Do you have a
Second.
second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That's unanimous. Commissioners, at this time, I will turn the remainder of the meeting over to Commissioner Oakes.
Okay, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. At this time, we'll take any public or employee comments.
And I'm not aware of any. There were 2 written submissions. Those will be reflected in the minutes.
Okay, and that's all we need for those 2 public comments. Okay. And again, we'll move to the IFF Local 3438 report.
Got me back there? Great. 2 messages tonight, one from President Kuntz and one from myself. Unfortunately, President Kuntz couldn't be here tonight. It's Matt Bernathy's retirement, and they're long friends, and that's the right place for him to be tonight, is with a retiring battalion chief. But I will read Greg's message. It says, Commissioners, unfortunately, I can't make it in person tonight, but I would like to thank you for the work you've done to secure our next fire chief. I look forward to moving forward positively and productively. Your decision will benefit our citizens and employees, and the path forward is bright. Greg Kuntz, President, IAFF Local 3438. That's from Greg. In a surprise to no one, mine will be a bit more long-winded. Good afternoon, members of the Commission, administration, public, fellow firefighters. Kirk Normand, IAFF 3438, Vice President of the North County Bargaining Unit. I am here tonight, along with the firefighters you see behind me, to express our deep and heartfelt gratitude. It has been a long road, with lots of difficult conversations, conflict, and frustration. But with those struggles has come significant growth, respect, and collaboration. I think we've learned a lot about each other in this process. You have listened, you commissioners have listened to our needs, and you've taken action. We are already seeing the signs of change in the stations. Staff and local members are smiling, feeling heard and supported with a positive outlook for the future. At negotiations as recently as today, collaboration and respect have increased dramatically as we come to the table with mutual respect. It is truly President Kuntz's words, a very bright future, and we can all feel it. Things are looking up, and we have all of you to thank for that. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for listening. And as the providers who have reached out for help, thank you for standing up for us when we needed you. That is the message from Local 3438 today. Thank you so much for your support and being the listener that we needed you to be and taking action when we needed it. I'm available for questions.
Thank you.
All right,
I appreciate
thank you for
your
time.
comments. Thank you.
Okay, I'll hear a motion to approve the agenda.
Also move.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Ertley and a second by Commissioner Sloan Buchanan. Is there any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, the board's going to move to executive session, and we're going to go into executive session allowable under RCW 42.30.1101G to review the performance of an employee. And we're going to be in executive session for till 16:30. 24 minutes. And Allison,
Not muted. Holly, unmute your mic.
Okay. Are we good, Teresa? We're live. Okay. All right. The board is out of executive session, and we have reviewed a contract, a proposed contract for the fire chief position. We are going to take the next 2 weeks and have some discretionary time to review the contract, allow Chief Kraske to have his legal review the contract, and should have a decision at next meeting. So I know there's a big crowd here that was probably hopeful for that decision today, but we're going to use that discretionary time to make sure the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
And just so everybody knows, this is a lot on my end too. This is all new territory for me, so I've maintained
Unmute. Make sure it's green. Make sure it's green.
Make sure it's green. It's not green.
There you go.
Thank you. This is all new territory for me. So I obtained a lawyer just to review the contract, and she just reached out to me this afternoon that she's ready to have the conversation. So we weren't quite ready for tonight. I'm comfortable with this.
Okay. So I will hear a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
There's a motion by Schreiber
Second.
and a second by Ertley. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We have some unfinished business, and that is the Fire District 21 ILA. Chief Kraske.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Oakes. As you're aware, the conversations have been going on with Fire District 21 for about 3 years in regards to their contract for EMS services, specifically advanced life support services. They've been out of contract for the last several years, and so you recall back on September 11th, Chief Eastman from South County got involved with Chief Cermak and Chief Schmidt and kind of mediated that out as far as how they're going to compensate us for the last few years. And so what you have before you tonight is the proposal for them to true up 2024. They'd paid for 2022 and 23, and so this will be the amount they owe for 2024, which is in round figures $169,000. So we had labor negotiations all day today, and there was some communication back and forth with Commissioner Cade about this. He had some good questions, and so Randy kind of intervened here and had a meeting with their financial person, Jasmine. Randy, do you have anything to add to this?
No, it's just, yeah, the agreement has the to be determined figure of like 177,000. Since that was drawn up, Teresa's provided the true up, and the true up is actually the 169,000 figure, and so it's actually saving them about $8,300. So that's the only change, so we can note that in the motion that we're going with this true up number, not the number in the agreement for 2024.
So we will invoice them for 2024, and then in the coming weeks, I don't know if it'll be the next meeting, but for sure by the second meeting in April, Matt Paxton with CSD Law is drafting up the ILA for their new contract and Fire District 21 is leading that. So he's doing that for them, and then it'll be presented to us. So you'll see that in the coming weeks.
Okay.
Okay, happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Chief Kraske?
No, that was a long process, and I'm glad it was successful. A lot of work.
Okay, thank you, Chief. On to new business. We have a resolution.
I believe that you have some suggested action to take there regarding that unfinished business.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I make a motion to amend the 2024 net payment by Fire District 21 to the RFA from $177,653.09 to $169,616.94, based upon the true-up, and approve the fire chief to sign the attached ILA to provide ALS service to District 21.
Correction, that was $613.
Oh, what-
You said
what'd I say?
619.
30?
You said 619.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
613.
There's a motion by Commissioner Ertley. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Schreiber. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So unanimous pass. Okay. On to new business. We have Resolution 03122025-01, authorizing establishment and adoption of a health reimbursement arrangement. It's a HRA Section 115 Plan and Trust. HR Director Jubb.
Yes.
Present, please.
Good evening, Allison Jubb, Human Resource Director. Thank you, Commissioners. So the resolution that I have before you is, in a way, it might feel a little bit duplicate. We already have an HRA VIBA, and so it sounds a little bit, why do we have another HRA coming in? This HRA that we are proposing actually performs a different function, which is it creates a vehicle, also a health reimbursement arrangement, just like our VIBA, but it creates a vehicle to put funds in that are not eligible for the VIBA, which has a lot of extra protections, but nonetheless, they're appropriate to give on behalf of an employee. So right now, we have employment contracts for the fire chief and the deputy chief, which include a VIBA contribution that we want to shift over to this new Section 115 plan. And it's appropriate because they're highly compensated employees, and therefore they need to have a tiny bit more restriction on their HRA use than what the VIBA normally has. So I won't go through all the details for you unless you'd really like me to. But what this resolution does is it authorizes the establishment of an HRA and then directs me to go through the 93-page document, fill in all the blanks and so forth, and then actually execute that document as well as plan administration going forward. It is a partnership with Finance Director Crum, because his side of the house is then taking those funds and directing them over into that new HRA. So it'll be sort of a dual role between the finance team and the HR team in administering this going forward. So I'm happy to entertain questions, clarifications, if you have any.
Any questions? Okay, well, I'll hear a motion on the resolution.
I so move. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Okay. I move to approve resolution number 03122-025, authorizing the establishment and adoption of the health reimbursement arrangement 115 plan and trust.
Second.
So there's a motion by Commissioner Ertley and a second by Commissioner Schreiber. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's see, the P card agreement, presentation by Director Crum.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Randy Crum, Finance Director. For the past 10 years, a little history, we've had a couple different credit card vendors. They're not really meant for larger corporations and public entities such as ourselves, so they've been a little bit difficult to work with. Plus, they were initiated back probably in about 2015 when John and I first got here. So they're under his name, and even under his credit rating somewhat affects his credit score if we don't pay on time. So obviously with our transition coming up, we need to do something different. And so I was exploring the state Department of Enterprise Services, and they offer a product called P cards, or purchase cards. It's run through the Visa program, looks just like a regular credit card, but it's a little bit more specialized program for political subdivisions such as ourselves. And so, and they're on state bid, so you know, you have probably the best rates and best rebates, those type of things that you're going to get. It's through U.S. Bank, who we don't currently have a relationship with, but we would be establishing one. Another benefit of this program, everything is online as far as turning in receipts, approving, denying charges, the restrictions on the card, what they can be used for, the limits. You can do it all right there online. Right now we have to currently call in. It's very cumbersome. Sometimes they won't talk to me. No, it's John's on the account. We got to talk to John, and so it's been very cumbersome. So I think now's a good time to move over and start utilizing this P card system. City of Arlington currently uses a similar one with a different vendor. They're very happy with it over just a regular standard credit card. So I would ask that you approve me to enter into agreement with U.S. Bank and start this P card program.
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Thank you, Randy.
Who has access to these cards?
Whoever we issue them to. Right now we have approximately 25 to 30 cards between the 2 different vendors. City of Arlington, they issue one to every new hire is their policy, with obviously some restrictions on that, dollar limits, whatnot. I don't feel that's necessary. We've only issued them as needed to just, you know, admin staff for purchasing, commissioners for travel, certain people out in the department who have specialized things like MOB or ordering supplies, those type of things. So ours has always been on a more needed basis, not just a card for everyone philosophy.
And then when you say for supplies, so what type of items do people use the cards for?
Currently, majority of it is ordering supplies, office supplies. I know our EVT program, they have to order a lot of parts that aren't locally available through O'Reilly's or whatnot. We do have a lot of accounts set up with our local vendors, but they just can't always supply all the specialized items we need. Anytime we're registering for classes, reserving hotels, but we put restrictions on it. You know, can't be used for entertainment or alcohol or different things like that. So they're clamped down and only used appropriately. So
Okay, thank you.
Randy, and this would replace the current credit cards that.
yeah, well, everyone who currently has one, unless their roles have changed, would be issued a new one. But my list is about 30 people, I think, who would currently keep utilizing a card. So.
Any more questions for Director Crum?
There's no cost involved. It's just
No.
changing the process.
No, and in fact, we do get some rebates as well. We did get a rebate from one of our 2 vendors currently. We had $3,500 rebate from 2024, so we'll use that to pay down a bill. So,
Thank you. Well, I'd like to make a motion to authorize Finance Director Crum to enter into an agreement with U.S. Bank for P-card services utilizing Washington Master Contract Number 00719.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Ortley and a second by Commissioner Schreiber. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
great, thank you.
Thank you, Randy. All right, moving on to the chief's report.
Good evening. Just a few things tonight. As Captain Normand mentioned, we had a really successful negotiation session today. It was more of a work session. We didn't have legal present on either side, so it was just a collaborative work session that we that we worked through and kind of worked through lunch. And I think, Allison, if you had anything to say, but I think everybody left the room really positive today, and we have a little work to do. Hoping to get with Commissioner Cade and Commissioner Oaks on Friday to kind of share some things with you, and then we're hoping to regroup with this group again on Wednesday next week. So get some momentum going. Yep. So that was very happy to report on that. The District 21 EMS agreements for ALS services, you approved the one tonight. Thank you. You'll see the other one coming forward in the coming weeks. They're having that drafted at their expense by CSD Law now. I would like to, as we move forward into April, I think in my contract you'll see here in a few weeks, it says that some goals will be established by the end of April. So I would love to see maybe just staying here, but kind of maybe a half day or whatnot, kind of little in-house retreat where we kind of talk about my goals, organizational goals, and things moving forward. I think that'd be great. So I'd love to get that scheduled here in the coming week or so everybody can get that on their calendar. Some upcoming items that we'll be dealing with is kind of backfill of the operations chief position. We'll have the completion of the strategic plan coming forward here in the coming weeks. And I think Chief Tenhopen has the comprehensive facilities study that's being presented next meeting. Yeah, so we've got some nice things coming forward. So happy to answer any questions. Okay, thank you.
Any questions for Chief?
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Chief. Any board discussion or commissioner comments?
No, I'd just say that some of us went to the conference in Portland last week, and I've never been to that particular one, and I found it very inspirational, I think, and beneficial. So it was well worth going to Portland.
The drive.
Yeah, the drive. I was chauffeured, so it didn't. Thanks, Alan and Steve.
Yeah. Any other commissioner comments?
Am I allowed to ask a question on something we've already covered?
It's your comment.
Okay. Allison, I didn't ask you. Does the VIBA automatically come out of everyone's pay every month, that amount?
It doesn't come out of everyone's pay. It is an employer contribution. So it's not a subtraction from their pay. It's something over and above the pay that North County contributes.
Okay.
Right now, for those who are enrolled in our benefits, our health benefit plan, it's $334 a month. That goes into VIVA. And then for Fire Chief Cermak and Deputy Chief Kraske, there's an additional $505 a month that goes into VIVA, which we would then be redirecting that portion of it into the 115 plan, which is another one of the same, but for the same intent and purposes, post-retirement, medical premiums, and so forth.
And so that is every firefighter that gets VIVA?
All of those who are enrolled in our health plan and eligible for that. So all the full-time firefighter, all of our full-time represented staff, as well as non-represented
Okay.
staff.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments?
Nope.
Anything for the good of the order? I'll hear a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
There's a motion.
Second.
There's a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.